So what I'm going to show you are the two formulas for wealth and compensation. The first formula is based off of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about the habits and principles that successful people use to become financially affluent, right? And the first formula he talks about for compensation is Q plus M equals compensation. But what does Q plus M mean? It means the quality of your service plus the quantity of your service plus the mental attitude in which you render the service equals your compensation. I think about this in terms of not only a person using this compensation formula, but also an organization, a company using this compensation formula. For example, Walmart. You realize they get paid billions because the quality of their service is good, the quantity is good as they operate globally, and then the positive mental attitude in which the employees render the service. When you first walk in, you're greeted by a Walmart employee. It's just that when you think about the positive mental attitude, when you go to any type of store or when you go to a restaurant, it's indicative of how they act towards you, and it makes you feel good as a customer, so you're more willing to spend money with them. And then when you times that by or add the quantity plus the quality, of course you're being compensated the way you're being compensated. But then you can also put this truth on any vocation, and you would see that the quality plus the quantity plus the positive mental attitude in which they render service would equal how much they're getting paid, right? But then based on this model, you would think that somebody who's looking at Walmart is getting banked. But at the same time, okay, quality, how many people are they serving at McDonald's every day? As the person, not as McDonald's the entity. Plus the quantity, right? The quality, I'm giving good quality as a McDonald's cashier. I'm giving good quantity because I see a lot of customers every day. I'm helping a lot of customers every day. And I'm a McDonald's cashier with a positive mental attitude. So, based on this formula, I should be making bank. I should be making a lot of money. That's not the case. When you look at the formula in the wealth choice, right? The second formula I'm about to show you right now, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires by Dennis Kimbro. In this book, he created a composite study of, I think, of about 1,500 black billionaires or black millionaires and their habits, principles, and he also created a formula for compensation. Now, I think that this formula for compensation is better than the Q plus M model because you can see how why a McDonald's employee wouldn't be getting paid as much, right? And then you can also transmute this wealth and compensation formula into anything, right? It's D plus ASD plus DIR. What does this mean? Demand for what you do plus your ability to satisfy the demand plus the difficulty in replacing you equals your compensation. The demand for what you do, plus the ability for what you do, plus the difficulty in replacing you. So let's think of a doctor. There's always going to be sick people. There's always going to be unhealthy people. Okay? So we got the demand established. What about the ability to satisfy the demand? This is why doctors go to school for 10 years, 15 years, plus because they're creating the ability to satisfy the demand for healing unhealthy and sick people, right? Plus the difficulty replacing you. It's very difficult to replace a doctor when you have a doctor because not a lot of people will have those set of skills. Not a lot of people will have those that ability that they've created for the demand over the course of 10 plus years. But then you see, once you plug a McDonald's cashier in, there's a demand for what you do for McDonald's cashier. The ability to satisfy the demand. The thing is, if I pulled somebody off the street and I trained them for 3 days, 4 days, they could be a McDonald's cashier. So it doesn't take that long to create that ability to satisfy the demand. plus the difficulty in replacing you. Like I said, I can pull anybody off the street and train them for 3 days, and they can be a McDonald's cashier. So there's not a lot of difficulty in replacing you. Of course, that's going to equal your compensation, how much you're getting paid. Because the demand for what you do, the ability to satisfy the demand, and the difficulty in replacing you equals how high or how low your compensation is. So when you're thinking about your vocation, when you think about the skills that you want to acquire, think about the D plus ASD plus DIR, right? And I believe the most important component of this formula is DIR. How difficult is it to replace you, right? How difficult is it? And it ties into your ability to satisfy the demand. What skill sets do you have? What is your degree of proficiency and efficiency in that skill set and in your abilities? You know, what I think is that D plus ASD plus DIR gives you that best mindset for you to come into a vocation or come into a set of skills with the intentionality of being highly compensated. I hope that this helps you in creating your wealth. Bless. This is Reverend Rob.